Hey friends, this is Ime. So, it's been a while since I've made videos. It's about time that I tried something new. And especially after trying out Enfield and kind of running out of things to do very quickly. I guess that's the downside of getting into a game when it just came out. But this game seems like it's been out for like a year and a half, something like that. Supposedly the first anniversary was not too long ago. Um, so basically I'm just gonna maybe show a bit of my progress and a bit of the things I've learned about the game itself. So initially I thought that these like types of characters were a sort of like element. Usually that's how it works in these games, in like gacha games. The elements is just like the damage type that they do, and then there's interactions with the damage types themselves. But this game actually has a very unique mechanic where the type that a character is activates a mechanic that you do when you like fight stuff. So the blue types get to summon tentacles, and the tentacles can do a couple things. The red ones, I believe they heal themselves and they create like these cards that can be consumed by the alts to do extra stuff depending on the character. The purple one is by far the less interesting one, at least for me. Basically every turn you save the first card you do, and after a certain amount of turns you get a free turn. And then some characters have cards that do extra things, whether they are the first card used or if they are used within the extra turn. And then the yellow, I believe, just lets you charge your ults faster. And it's just kind of the neutral one that you use with any of the others. So in order to activate these mechanics, you need to have at least 2 of the same type. So like if I go here and I grab like a blue guy, it's not activated yet. If I put a second blue person, oh, I guess I need the full team. So I'm just gonna do like 4 blue ones, and then it's activated, right? If I replace one of the blue ones with a yellow one, and you get both. But this basically just means you charge your ult faster. Apparently it also buffs the main mechanic you're using, but I can't find that in game. Maybe I'm just stupid, or maybe it is written down somewhere. I don't know. I just know that it's good to mix either of the other colors with yellow. But if you do, yeah, like here it says realm conflict. So you cannot have more than 2 types in the same team. So now that I have blue and yellow, I cannot have a purple or red character in the team. So I cannot replace Goliath with like Shu, or however you pronounce this. So that's kind of like the unique part of this game, and I kind of like it. I think it's very cool because it gives inherent value to characters for being a specific type. For example, like Ramona, it's one of the free characters that you get, one of the few 4 stars in the game, or like, yeah, like basically 4 stars. It's the tier below what the rest of the characters are. So like she is like a generalist and she's a yellow type. So basically she can fit anywhere, right? And that's her like her advantage. If she was like red, she would only fit red and yellow teams, basically. But because she's yellow, she fits anywhere. So that's like an advantage she has. So yeah, I think that's very interesting. So basically, when it comes to my progress, as you can see, I've played a lot already before I decided to record anything. And that is because I do have like around 260 something pulls. And I have no idea how good either of these three characters are. I know 24 is one of the older characters, and you know, gacha games, power creep. I'm guessing she's not that good anymore, at least not comparatively. But I did the trials, so I went here and I did the. Is it here? I think it's gone now that I've done all of them. But basically, I did the trials for all of these characters. It's here. Yeah. Like, I did the 424s trials. I did the Horla trial. And I did the... Where is he? Pikmin trial. So, wait, I don't remember doing this one. Oh, well, whatever. So, basically... I have no idea how good they are, but I did try them. And I know a couple things. Basically, I know 24 is old, and that she's probably power crept. But when I did the trials, she didn't seem bad. Like, she doesn't seem like a bad character. Obviously, I don't know what the end game looks like. But to me, she felt fine. Horla is definitely a very strange character. I believe I had a pretty reasonable reaction to starting the trial and seeing her abilities for the first time. Okay. This effect each must make 3 stacks of metaphor and some cards relieve. What the fuck? So she does like a little bit of everything. She like buffs strength, or does some damage, or heals, or gives you like energy for your ults. And it depends on like what phase you put her in or something like that. But it seems a little like whichever team you put her on, that is now a Horla team. So even though she's like very complex or whatever, maybe she's good, maybe she's not. Like, it's weird. Because of that, like, I just don't know if like she would be worth for me at this time. She's also purple, which means that I cannot use her, or at least shouldn't use her, with my blue units, which are the majority of my units. And then for Pikmin, my god, this fucking character, bro. So I did the trial, and it took me so freaking long, because this guy just does so much. It's so weird. He like buffs other cards and then buffs your team with like a selector of buffs, and it's like random or something like that. And the buffs, like, neither of them seem to be like the definitive best option. So this character is very confusing, very strange, and the turns take forever because you're just sitting there staring at your window, like at your game that's just full of text everywhere and cards everywhere, and your hand is full, and it's like, holy shit, this is too much, it's too overwhelming. So like maybe people like this feels like the character that people either absolutely love or absolutely hate. And I think I lean towards the hate part. So maybe I wouldn't pull him. But then there's this thing. And I don't have any of these characters. I don't know how good any of these characters are. And they are all purple. This is like the purple selector banner. And purple, as I said earlier, is the least interesting like team composition for me. So I don't even know if I should pull any of these characters. Like maybe one of these is like S plus tier or whatever. But I have no idea, and they're purple, and I don't really like purple. But that brings me kind of to my next point, which is my goals. Now I do have some goals. Whoop. Alright, there it is. Sorry, I'm pretty new to OBS. So I do have some goals that are here. So P dive is like a weekly thing, I believe. And it has hella difficulties. And the highest difficulty, which is madness, is level 80. So my goal for now is to do the difficulty right before madness, which is level 70. And from my experience, this is pretty difficult. Like the enemies have way too much HP. Then the D zone is like the more traditional endgame. And if you look at the rewards for it, let me go into it. D zone, here it is. If you look at the rewards from it, there is like a change at 350, right? It's almost like this is implying that after 350, there's like a jump in difficulty. So I was like, alright, maybe I should aim for 350. Maybe 350 isn't that much. Like if we look here, let's say you do the 60. So this is 60, and then you do the 60 on all 5. Oh, what? Yeah, like maybe you do the 60 in all 5, and that's good enough. But that still means you have 5 teams. So this goal is basically get 5 good teams and learn them properly, right? Then the next one is the hard mode for the Arc 1 story. So the story is actually like kinda difficult as well, like especially hard mode. I think I recently finished like chapter 3 or something like that in hard mode. Chapter 2. I just finished chapter 2 in hard mode. And it was actually a little difficult. So I'm like, alright, maybe a good goal to have is to beat the whole arc 1 in hard mode. Maybe this is like way more difficult than these other two, or maybe it's way easier, I don't know. Then there's arc 2 in normal mode. So basically there's 9 chapters for arc 1. So it's like, alright, if I beat arc 1, if I beat like arc 2 in normal mode, which I believe arc 2 has 4 chapters, I'll be up to date with the story, and I'll be like higher level, and you know, that's kind of when the end game starts, I guess. Or when the end game is sort of the main focus because you have no more story to do, right? Then the one piece of information that I did look when I first started like pulling for stuff was people saying pull for Blade of the Titan. Like use all of your standard pulls for Blade of the Titan because it's a Wheel of Destiny that you can use for a lot of characters. So I have it at plus 6 already. I've actually gotten extremely lucky with it, which is really good. And reaching it at plus 12 apparently is very good to have. And then the last goal is to find a main. So basically there is a shit ton of characters, and getting a character fully maxed takes a lot of materials. So I'm like, alright, if I'm gonna have to build 5 teams, I'm gonna have to like spread my resources thin to have 5 teams that are just barely good enough to get me the 350 points in D zone. However, for P dive and for I guess like the hard mode, story hard mode, and the Arc 2 normal mode, I want to have to invest sort of vertically on at least one team. So the last goal will be to choose which team that's gonna be. So that's sort of the goals that I have. So next up would be like the current state of my account. So first I wanna talk about like how I started. So basically, I first downloaded this game like a year ago when she was on the banner, and I played for an hour, and I dropped all my pulls on her, and I got her and like a single copy of her. I didn't even know what she did. I used her like once, I think, and then I stopped playing the game. That was like a year ago. I played for like an hour. Then like 3 days ago, I reinstalled. No, it's been like 5 days at this point. Like 5 days ago, I reinstalled the game, and I've already sunk like 30 hours. However, my focus has been on blue units so far. So Nautila, I believe, was the character I got as like my first 5-star. And then I tried out some of like the blue characters, and I was like, I like the tentacle stuff. So I used a ton of standard pulls on the blue banner, and I got like all of these characters. Well, Aurita, I believe you get for free, but I got her, him, and well, I pulled for her like yesterday or 2 days ago. I pulled for her 2 days ago because I read her kit and I was like, this sounds pretty good, and I have like no characters. Let me just spend some of my limited pulls to get like one character, and she's tentacle character, so it's like, sure. I have no idea if she's good, but she has been on my team since I got her, and I kind of don't want to replace her. Her ult has saved me way too many times. But yeah, I got her. Then I had some more limited pulls, and I was like, I'll get at least one copy of her because I'm gonna need 5 teams. So I'm gonna need a bunch of characters. Maybe she's good, maybe she's not, I don't know. But I just rolled for her just to have her. And these are other characters that I've gotten. Just like from random banners. I did pull on the red banner for a bit, like this thing. I pulled here for a while because I thought Helot was pretty cool. I wanted to get her. I didn't get her. I got like 3 Leys, and I don't like Lei. So now I have Lei with 2 copies, and I have Uvash with 1 copy. And I don't really like these characters, so I don't know. Maybe they're OP and they're worth using, but I don't really like them. But that does mean that I ended up like using more of my limited pulls, which was probably not the greatest idea. But yeah, ever since then I've been throwing all my standard pulls at Blade of the Titan. So I have it at +6, has pretty good stats. I use this pretty much on every fight ever. And I've gotten other stuff too. While pulling for Murphy, I did get this, which is her best one, I think. And I've gotten some other random ones, but these are all like from the standard banner, I believe. Then I also got like a little potion that I drank to get a free character. I believe I got that because like I swiped or something. And that got me Miriam. So I've kind of been using Miriam. And she seems pretty fun. But this thing, like her Rouse, is way too expensive to play. So I was like, damn, like, I'm trying to play my regular team, but I have like a 9 cost card on my hand. And like, I don't know, it doesn't feel too good. Like, maybe she's good, maybe she's really OP. I don't really know. I don't really like her that much. But, you know, if she's good, I'll use her. And I do own her, so that's good. Again, I'm gonna need 5 good teams eventually. So I need characters, just a bunch of characters. So yeah. Basically, with the characters that I have, with the progression that I'm doing, and with the goals that I have, I don't really know what to spend all these pools on. It's like 265, I think. Yeah, I have 265 pulls, which is, I don't know if it's a lot. It's probably not a lot, but I know I can at least guarantee like a character under weapon, right? I think so, at least. So it's like, are any of these super worth it? Are any of these like weapons really good? Like maybe this thing is really good, and like maybe I don't get Horla, but maybe her weapon is really good. Let's see what this does. Like HP recovery, strength are increased. I don't know. They don't really seem that good actually. I don't again, I don't really know. My knowledge of the game is entirely based on what has been effective on the first 4 chapters actually. I just finished the 4th chapter. So like my perspective, my perception of the characters that are good right now, out of everything I've tried, these 3 are definitely good at the early game, at least from my experience so far. These 3 are very easy, very satisfying to use, and they've clutched a stupid amount of fights. As a 4th slot, I tried Goliath because I got a bunch of copies of him. So it's like, maybe he's really good or whatever. I don't think he's that good actually. He doesn't really seem like he does anything. Even when somehow I do get to ult with him and spend all my Arithmetica on his cards. It seems like the tentacles just do more damage. So I'm trying to focus just on a tentacle damage. I also tried Aurita as the 4th character. She seems really fun, but also very slow to ramp up. Maybe if I have a character that can give me a bunch of ult energy, she would be better. Just like ulting a lot, using her small cards a lot, and ramping up her damage. Maybe she ends up being good, I don't know. Right now she doesn't really seem that good. I've also been trying Miriam out, but again, she seems very slow, very expensive. Doesn't really seem good at all currently. She seems very, very weak. So as a 4th slot, I'm kind of just using Ramona for now. So my team is just Nautila, Kayakus, Murphy, Ramona. And it's been working. It's been working, like, it's what I cleared, like, hard chapter 2 with. I believe you can see... No, I think it's like here. Yeah. Yeah, I've just been using this for absolutely everything. And, I mean, it's working. Yeah, like here I borrowed this, like, special Morphe for some farm content, just to see how she worked. She didn't even use a card, because, like, Nautila just nuked stuff with her ult anyways. I tried the Miriam a couple times, try Goliath again, but nothing really seemed good aside from these four together. So even though my team works, it does feel like I don't have a main DPS. Maybe one of these characters that I own can work as a main DPS in like a tentacle team, but I have no idea. No idea, I have no clue whatsoever, and it's hard to kind of figure it out just from like reading their kits. I guess I should try to do like all of these. Like there's these core ones, right? Like Tulu, Corposant, and Murphy Fallburn. Maybe one of these three is like a main DPS on a tentacle team. But they aren't in banners right now, so like I don't know what to do. Should I pull one of these and make like a purple team? Maybe Pikmin is like secretly S+ tier and I should really get him before his banner goes away. Maybe Horla is like either a brick or an account saver. Like, I have no idea. But yeah. I almost forgot to mention, but like, if I were to swipe, theoretically, you know, would any of these be particularly worth it? Because this is apparently like 2 guaranteed limiteds from this list, and then 3 guaranteed like Wheels of Destiny from this pool of characters. And because of my goals, and because I'm currently kind of aimlessly going forwards without like specific characters in mind and like building around them, maybe it would be pretty worth to like swipe and do like a couple pulls on one of these. I don't know if any of these are good, but like theoretically, which one of these would be the best, right? I guess that's kind of also something I would like to know. It's been about between 20 and 30 hours of gameplay. It's been, let's see, well, Steam says 48 hours, but I've been AFK for a lot of it. It's more like 30 hours for sure. So this is my progress in 30 hours. This is everything I've learned in 30 hours. I've only watched like 2 or 3 videos on like new player tips and whatever. Everything else I've just kind of been figuring out on my own. And well, the game's really fun. I'm gonna keep playing it. I know I'm gonna keep playing it. So I figured, alright, I'm gonna make some videos. Fuck it. Maybe I can get some people to comment and give me some tips. But yeah, that's Morimens. If you have some free time, you don't know what to play, I would really recommend it. It's pretty fun, it's very unique, it's very complex once you get a couple characters going. So yeah, that's everything for now. See you later.